12 international human rights scholars from 8 countries in Europe and the United States visited Taiwan in mid-April 2023 on a week-long field trip organized by Bitter Winter magazine from the Center for Studies on New Religions and the Brussels-based NGO Human Rights Without Frontiers. Besides visiting the Legislative Yuan, the Control Yuan, and the National Human Rights Commission, they held forums and visited the National Human Rights Museum in Jingmei on April 8th. There are 2 locations for National Human Rights Museum. They are in New Taipei City and Green Island. Jingmei White Terror Memorial Park was the venue for military, political, and social security trials and detentions during the White Terror period. The military courts tried all the civilians and the military personnel who violated the Betrayers Punishment Act during the martial law period. In fact, the act was in violation of the Constitution, and it's worthwhile to reflect on the implementation of the democracy and freedom in Taiwan nowadays.
This place here gives you a direct testimony of that, and everyone should see it, not to repeat the mistakes that you blame your enemies about. Otherwise, you become just like the people you want to condemn and to fight, and you become evil as they are. This is an important reminder.
So this is more of a history remembrance museum. This is dedicated to the history of human rights, the history of human rights violations as well in Taiwan, of course. But not only looking at the past, but connecting it to the present and also looking to the future. So whether it's human rights violations, whether it's religious freedom violations, we're thinking about Taiji Min and the connections there. There's so many injustices that exist. So even if it's a political injustice, a religious injustice, a philosophical injustice, political persecution, whatever it is, they're all kind of under the same umbrella of violations and abuse.
The guide Ms. Chen Qingsheng is a Malaysia Chinese who came to Taiwan to study but was falsely imprisoned for 12 years. As a former victim of the White Terror, he expressed his hope that people can cherish the hard-won democracy and freedom and avoid repeating the same mistakes by clarifying the truth of the incidents.
I want to forget the bad things of the past, but forgetting is impossible. So I changed my approach, that is, to use my past experience of suffering to educate young friends, so that they learn how to face his future setbacks and respect the hard-won democracy and freedom. This is the point. We hope that the most important thing for the transformation of justice is a clarification of the truth. It is not to provoke a dispute between any communities, and then we can sit down with each other and fight together for our land and our country.
For the collective memories, for the collective citizen to rebuild the state, to rebuild the nations, together we have to pass through this transitional justice. It's very important. Sometimes government and some not so ready to repair because sometimes there are new government, they want to revise the past, but it's us as citizens, as civil society to push through the society, to push the government to get the justice for those like this person that have been arrested, tortured in a way that is horrible.
As stated by Thierry Valle, Director of Coordination of Associations and Individuals for Freedom of Conscience, the people have the responsibility to urge the government to implement transitional justice for the sake of country's progress and development. To realize transitional justice, all the cases of persecution by the government should be rectified. Even though Taiwan's authoritarian period has passed, there are still many injustices occurring in Taiwan after the dissolution of martial law. In the face of current situation, as citizens, we have to keep our eyes open and urge the government to do the right thing, to protect our beautiful home together. Jessie Zheng, GPDN, Taipei.